wait, leave it on, leave it on, leave it on.
Oh, leave it on?
Yes.
Because we're gonna, I'm afraid.
We have to pose.
I'm afraid.
We have to pose.
We have to pose.
We have to pose.
What do you mean pose?
Alright, I could make that work in editing, but I'm gonna try it one more time.
I couldn't hear that. It fuzzed, like, right when you got to what part. Like, it literally just glitched.
Okay, that's fine. I'll keep my half of the interview.
My
half
about you now.
Greetings, fellow Realmers. I'm Megan, this is Heather, and we are back with the next Storytellers Creator of the Month interview. This month, it is Natalie Pace.
Hi!
Writer, producer, director, AD. She's done like some of everything.
Good to talk to you guys.
We'll get right to it. On the Storytellers networking site, Natalie, you list your specialty as first AD. Can you describe that position for us? Like what your responsibilities are, what you normally do, all that kind of stuff?
Yes, absolutely. It's my favorite on-set job. Basically, the first AD is the bossy big sister or big brother on set. So the director is in charge of the creative decisions and what happens. They're working with the actors and the director of photography mostly. The first AD's job is to run the logistics of the set, to run the timing of it, make sure that everybody stays on track. Everyone knows what they're doing, what's doing next. They tell everybody when it's time to start working, when it's time to stop for lunch, when to start again after lunch, and when we're wrapped for the day. But yeah.
Awesome. So you've held a lot of different positions on the film set. But it's not from your profile on the Storytellers website that you're planning on focusing more on directing. So, like, what brought you to that decision?
I wrote first AD on there because that's what I've done the most of. Mm-hmm. But since then, I realized that really that was like a step along the path. It wasn't like an end destination. And right now, I Monday, got a job on a feature film as basically some sort of co-producer. I like the producer job because I can see a project, see the vision for the project, get it started and get it finished. It involves hiring a director, being in charge of hiring a lot of the other crew, getting other people excited about it, and then making sure that it does actually get done, because directors are usually very creative people who have a hard time thinking realistically or thinking practically. So in my mind, I think about it like a lot of directors are like kites, and producers and first ADs are like strings, and they keep the kites connected to the ground so that they don't fly away, and in the process they are able to keep them in the air, so they don't just go off and nosedive.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun metaphor. Even though I do a lot of directing, I feel like maybe I need to go back to school and raise my IQ a little bit.
Describe your creative journey.
Oh my. I'm fairly certain it started when I basically taught myself how to read age 3, and when my dad started reading me the Narnia books when I was like 4. Because from I think that point on, story was just a part of like my DNA, part of who I was. I devoured books. I've always loved that aspect of things, taking a story that has been written in a book somewhere and trying to share it with other people who might not read the book. But they might watch a video, they might watch a movie.
Name a project you're proud of and why.
My first semester of film school, we were doing a promotional video for a local ministry. And you were with the same, 4 other people, and you didn't get to pick who they were. And whether you liked each other or not, whether you worked together well or not, you just had to do all your 6 projects with those people. And some of us had a hard time working together sometimes, depending on what roles we were in. A lot of us were very type A people. And that project, I was the director, and I started out being really like a control freak and really wanting to make it be just so. And I was kind of annoyed with a couple of the guys on my team at that point. And so I started out kind of trying to make them have as little impact on the project as possible. My friend Elizabeth, she was the producer of the project, helped me to realize in a very quiet, gentle way that this was not the way I should be operating. And I cried really hard and had to go back and apologize to the guys on my team. And after I got my heart right with God about all of that, it was amazing how well the project turned out and how well it went, and how me and the director of photography, we were the 2 that butted heads the most. Were able to work together really well and had a lot of the same vision for the way it should work out. It was just cool how when I stopped trying to be so controlling of it, God really let it work out in a really beautiful way. And yeah.
Welcome to the rapid fire round. We're gonna have a quick get to know me session with Natalie. We're talking 14 questions in 90 seconds. It's kind of a challenge. We've done this twice before and it has been accomplished never yet. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Green or yellow?
Green.
Hamburgers or hot dogs?
Hamburgers.
If you only had control over the beginning, the middle, or the ending of a film script, which would you pick?
The end.
What is your dream home?
Probably like a cabin in the mountains.
Star Wars, overrated or under-criticized?
Both.
If you had to direct a movie written by Vince Piggy, Olaf the Snowman, or Jar Jar Binks, who would you pick?
Olaf.
Favorite flower of all time?
Favorite flower? I don't know. Like, a dandelion.
If you couldn't not undo subpar writing and you never not undo what you could not ever do, which one would you never do?
Bad writing.
What is your favorite stage play?
Stage play, Singing in the Rain.
Star Wars 8. Good, bad, ugly?
Overly... Too much controversy. That's what.
Would you rather fly or read people's minds?
Read people's minds.
Your next shoot is either in the desert or the Antarctic. Which would you pick?
Antarctic.
Second favorite movie of all time?
Prince of Egypt.
The city is in danger and you only have one phone call. Do you call Alfred or Larry Boy?
Larry Boy.
Alright, okay. I think you are the first one. You're the first one to do it in under 2 minutes. Exit rapid fire.
So, story creation, what is your method?
Find an internal journey for a character that I'm really passionate about, and then figure out how to convey that internal journey externally, and then to get as much feedback on it as I can from people that I trust.
Can you share a fun or just interesting memory from any film set that you've been on?
Oh my goodness, there are so many. The most remarkable experience that I ever had, or I guess the most remarkable day that I ever had on set was, it wasn't even a set that I was full-time crew on. Like, that wasn't even my set exactly. So I was the first AD on that set for like the second half of the day, thereabouts. His lead actor had a death in the family and could only film for one more day, but they had 3 days of filming left that they had scheduled for him. So they had to somehow get 3 days of filming done in one day. So that day was a Sunday, and several of the other thesis film sets that were filming at the same time weren't filming that day. And so they basically donated crew. A lot of people just volunteered and came out and helped. And there were so many people who came to help that we had to start turning them away because there were too many people around. We didn't have enough work for all of them. Everyone just pitched in and worked really hard and worked really fast and had great attitudes and didn't, bicker or dawdle or get sidetracked. The challenge came towards the end of the day because we'd done a lot of filming, but we were down to the wire and down to the last couple of scenes we had to film. The thing is, technically, we were only supposed to be doing like 12-hour days at the maximum. Our professor had come on set towards the end of the day to supervise and make sure that we finished by the 12-hour mark. But we were running out of time and we didn't have enough time to get that one last scene in. And I was like begging him and pleading him, like, please give us extra time. Like, we really need to get this done. And he wasn't budging. And I started thinking like any creative ways I could think of to get everything done. But thankfully the professor allowed us to have an extra half hour to finish up the last few shots that we needed. But the 3 days of filming did get done. The film turned out really well in the end. And it was, one of the most remarkable days of set I've ever been on.
Wow.
Okay, dream project.
Dream project. Making boy into a feature film that maintains the heart of the book and doesn't, turn it into some sort of overly agendaized, overly political correctized something or other, something that's actually true to the book, the way it was written, and the author and the heart of the author. So yeah, The Horse and His Boy is definitely one that's up there. Another dream project would be to make some kind of like episodic or TV series or something of First Samuel, basically. All of First Samuel.
Okay, last question. I guess this really isn't a question so much as it is a me moment, your me moment, to tell the audience like what you're doing now. What are you working on? What are you working towards? That kind of thing.
All right. So just on Monday, I was able to get in touch with the producer for the film George Washington and Me. The George Washington and Me is a historical fiction film based on a book with a kid as the main character. And that's like basically exactly the kind of movie that I would want to make myself, want to learn how to make myself. And I thought that I wouldn't be able to like start working on it until like several months, which is when they're actually filming. But I was able to call the producer on Monday, and she wanted me to start working on it now as basically a co-producer and helping to contact sponsors and help to get funding for the film and build community around it. And then eventually transition into the role of production office coordinator. And I love that I get the chance on the early end of the film to see how they're taking a book and making it into a film. And yeah.
All right, and that's it. That's the last question. Thank you for joining us, Natalie. It was fun, and it was very interesting. In a good way.
In a good way, yes.
It was
interesting.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Taking the time. Bye.
Is Fritz a German name?
It sounds like it to me.
All right. Okay. Hello, everyone. We are back. We just said goodbye to Natalie a few minutes ago.
I want to thank Natalie for doing this interview, and it was fun. It was really interesting. Megan's going to take it from here, and I'm going to stare at stuff. Okay.
If you are seeing this on the Storyteller's website and you are not familiar with MediaRealming, we do the MediaRealming YouTube channel where we talk about media, we do reviews and fun videos and interviews like this, stuff like that. We also have a YouTube channel called Neuristica Studios where we produce short films and things of that nature. Our most recent one, Underdosed. That's not our most recent one. We've got one called Underdosed that should be getting posted up there pretty soon. You can find in the bottom our links, Natalie's links, Neuristica links, and Storyteller's links. Storytellers is like a sort of a networking website where filmmakers can network with each other and where they can network with their audiences. So check that out also.
Awesome. Thanks. Bye. Okay, that's it. Where's the button?